Hello everyone, my name is Phawx. In my series of videos comparing the 4800U to Intel Tigerlake, in my case the 1185G7, all comparisons will use the following testing methodology. Just so you are aware, this introduction video will be reused for each video, so if you've already seen it once, go ahead and skip ahead in the YouTube chapters below. The scope of these tests is to match total system power, not TDP. The reason being is because Intel Tigerlake actually has a slight advantage over 4800U when it comes to total system power, roughly equating to 1 to 2 watts. Not a whole bunch, but matching total system power is a far more fair metric to compare against, because at that point they would have the exact same battery life. Likewise, API choice will be the best one for whichever platform, and that will be the one shown, regardless if that API favors one platform or the other. On both platforms, I'm running Windows build 21H1. Windows power profiles are set to max graphics performance on battery. Quick addendum here, that maximum performance profile will be for the AMD platform only. On Intel platform, I'm importing Cypher's power profile, which is called speed shift in powercfg.cpl. This basically decouples a lot of Windows stuff from interfering with Intel's own power management. This way, only Intel power management is being enforced. PCIe power management is set to maximum energy savings. Windows battery profile is set to max performance. Additionally, the GPD Win fan has a silent fan option on the device itself. Since silent fan mode does affect total system power, silent fan mode will be enabled on all TDP below 15 watts. Above 15 watts, silent fan mode will be disabled. Silent fan mode on will decrease total system power. Silent fan mode off will increase total system power. On the AMD 4800U, I'm running Radeon 21.7.1 drivers. Tuning software is Renoir Mobile Tuning by SBSkey. On the Intel 1185G7, I'm running Intel 30.0.100.9684 drivers, the July 14th, 2021 drivers. Tuning software is Cypher's BAT, which is now TDP version 2.05. Regarding settings, I will make every attempt to use the best tuned settings I can for every TDP. For instance, below 10 watt on Intel 1185G7, it's better for the platform to run an EPP setting of 85%. As you can see here, both settings are a TDP of 6 watt, but EPP mode goes from 50% to 85% and we get a small bump in performance. Additionally, the floor setting for all EPP modes is 1.3 GHz with no ceiling on the max frequency. Last addendum to the Intel platform here, I have found that putting a GPU clock limit actually has a performance improvement at extreme low TDPs like 5 and 6 watt outside of just doing extreme EPP modes. So this is something that I will be doing going forward. Again, any Intel setting with a TDP below 10 watt will use an EPP setting of 85%. Any TDP above 10 watt, EPP will switch to 50%. On AMD at 5 watt TDP, the only change I make is to statically set GPU frequency between 200 and 350 MHz. At 12 watt TDP, I set GPU statically to 1.1 GHz. The GPU clock frequency will always be displayed on screen, so you'll know exactly what I'm using, just in case I find something slightly better for whatever I'm testing. Outside of that, 20 watt TDP and above will be using stock dynamic GPU clock frequency, and I will only be changing TDP. That's pretty much all the information you need to know so that you can understand all the settings that I have underneath. Outside of that, I will be saying what settings are in the game in the following part of this video. For game-specific settings, the only thing in the community graphics packs that I'm choosing exclusively for Breath of the Wild are the Intel or AMD fixes or workarounds. Additionally, I am using the FPS mod to try to target 60 FPS. We don't ever hit that. We flirt with 50 FPS briefly on Intel platform. I wouldn't really recommend it. It hits 30 on both platforms. You'll have a far better fluid experience on that with that. Outside of that, I am using the Vulkan API backend exclusively. Additionally, we are using asynchronous shader compilation to try to reduce stutters as much as possible. Outside of that, every one of these tests will be running at 25 watt TDP. However, the AMD platform does do better at not using that when it's not needed. Alright, now for the conclusion of this video. There are two important key metrics that I really want you to take a look at. That's the CPU package power as well as the total system power. Despite the fact that both of these platforms are set to 25 watt TDP, we can clearly see that AMD does a far better job at understanding how much power it needs to use once it's reached its performance target. On Intel, it will just happily spend its power budget at all times despite the fact it does not need it. This is kind of the same thing that happened with the RPCS3 test, where AMD understood that it did not need to spend as much power as it was to hit that target frame rate and lowered how much power it was using automatically. This is kind of one of the advantages that I personally like about AMD. However, it should be noted that Intel can achieve the same performance. It just needs to be manually tweaked within the power profiles that are available to us. So that's pretty much the conclusion of this video. They both perform very well, and performance-wise, they are neck and neck. I am more than certain that Intel could compete in the same power profile, except that would be a far more work for me to do in this video and kind of is outside the scope of what I'm trying to achieve here. Anyway, I hope this was informative for you guys. I have one more performance comparison video left to do between 4800U and Tigerlake. That is going to be Yuzu emulation, so I hope you do look forward to that. As always, guys, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.